watching Lifetree Kids.
And action.
This is my friend Colton. In a lot of ways, Colton is just an ordinary kid, like you and me.
I live in a small town, go to school, and in activities that my other friends do.
He goes to church, plays with his friends, and hangs out with his family. But something not so ordinary happened to Colton when he was about 4 years old. It started when he and his sister Cassie got sick.
I only remember that it hurt a lot and I wanted it to be over. And I also remember the vomiting that was not pleasant.
One was throwing up in the bathtub, one was throwing up in the toilet. Cassie stopped and Colton never did. It just kept getting worse. And that's when we were really starting to go, okay, hey, do we have something serious? Could this be appendicitis? I've seen this in little kids before, and this might be.
See, inside your body, kind of near your stomach, is this weird-looking thing called an appendix. It doesn't do much, but sometimes it can get infected. That's called appendicitis. When you get appendicitis, you have to have your appendix taken out right away.
His appendix had been ruptured, and at that point in time, that's when they did schedule a surgery, and things were very serious.
I was actually scared a lot because people were poking needles into me and I didn't know what was happening, so that was pretty scary.
And the only thing you could do, is the best thing you can do, is ask people to pray with you.
Here's where Colton's story gets pretty amazing. When Colton was scared, his friend Jesus came to comfort him.
When I was in surgery, I saw Jesus first, and then the angels came down to pick me up. The angels were carrying me, and when I was in heaven, I sat on Jesus' lap, and I felt safe because I was all scared because I was being operated on, and when I was on his lap, and the angels were singing to me, that calmed me down. They sang like Jesus Loves Me and Joshua Fought the Battle, songs that I knew.
You know, when he said Jesus was holding me or the angel sang to me, you're just like, wow. And that's what Jesus comforted him with. Jesus knows all of our desires, and he knew Colton was very scared, and so he tried to comfort him with things that would calm him down.
Colton saw other things too.
I saw my mom talking on the phone and praying in one room, and then I saw my dad in a isolated room all by himself, and he was praying.
He says, well, Dad, I could also see you.
Kind of like you can see down and it's as clear as a window, but it's not really a window.
Even though he could see his family, Colton says that heaven was a pretty awesome place.
It was just a scene of vast colors, and God's the biggest one in heaven, and he can hold the whole world in his hands. It was a place filled with joy, and I actually felt like I was safe, having fun with my relatives, and I also got to meet with Jesus.
Colton even met family members he'd never seen before.
And he says, Dad, you used to have a grandpa named Pop, didn't you? I'm like, yeah. And I thought he'd probably heard of Pop, but he's really nice, Dad. And you're like, whoa, what do you mean? Well, I saw him. And that's when he just started talking to me about him.
Pop comes up and says, "Are you Todd's son?" I say yes, and he says, "Well, I'm his grandfather." And that's where I gotta meet him.
He must have seen Pop.
Well, back here on Earth, lots of people were praying for Colton, and Jesus heard those prayers.
Jesus came to get me later, which I can't remember when, but he said, "Colton, you need to go back." I was actually sent back because Jesus was answering prayers. And when I came back, the surgery was already done.
So we knew God had answered prayer. Matter of fact, one nurse that day pulled me aside and said, Mr. Burpo, I just want to tell you, a miracle happened. We don't know why your son's better.
Colton, what would you say to everyone watching your story?
I want to tell them that heaven is for real and they're going to like it. If you accept Jesus, you've got a very good life ahead of you.
My friend Colton discovered that his friendship with Jesus will go on forever, all because of Jesus' amazing love for us.
I remember what Colton said one day about Jesus dying on the cross. I asked him, I said, do you know why Jesus died on the cross? He's like, yeah, Dad, I know why. Jesus told me he died on the cross so we could see his daddy.
And cut. We're out, people.
You're watching Lifetree Kids. Check out some of our other videos right there, and don't forget to subscribe.